Good day, Internet. I did it again. It's been another 2 months since I've made a video. Sorry about that. It's not for lack of working on the car, it's just for lack of motivation in wanting to video it while working on the car, because this is already a lot of work, and all the stuff that I'm doing right now is kind of boring and stuff that you've already seen before. So I'm just trying to wrap this all up so that I can start making videos on some exciting stuff, like driving this. So, it's a really gorgeous Saturday right now, and I have a list of things that are relatively easy that I want to get done to this car. And we're going to try and get it off the jack stands. That's huge. It's been on jack stands for probably over a year now. And I want to have wheels on it, put it down on the ground, and I want to back it out of here. I'm gonna drive it out of the tent, and I want to give it a wash, because it's absolutely filthy from all of the, like, every time I grind rust or steel on this thing, I've just been contaminating the hell out of the air in here, and it's been dropping right back down onto the car, so it's kind of disgusting. And also, the roof of the tent enclosure is kind of falling apart. I think that Hurricane Fiona accelerated that. But all of the paint and stuff, like here you can see the paint's sort of there, here it's not there at all, and it's flaking off. All those little flaky bits are falling out of the car. That's annoying. So, the car is absolutely filthy. I want to get it out of here, I want to give it a wash, and I want to drive it around the yard a little bit. I'm getting this thing inspected on May the 5th. There's an actual inspection date when I'm bringing this thing in. So, since I last had ya, I've done a lot of stuff. I will include video of it where I feel like it's appropriate, but I'll just kind of zoom through it. Look at all this interior. We got carpet in it. The floor is done completely. Seats bolted in. We got all the brackets here. You saw this in the last video. All those brackets are ready to accept the passenger seat, but I'm going to install the passenger seat when it's out of the tent, because this is extremely tight. And the seat is like the width of this, and I don't want to scratch anything. I don't even, whenever I got it in here to test fit it, I put it in through this back thing, and I was really worried about scratching this on the way in, and I just didn't like it. So we're not doing that again. I'm just going to install it whenever the car is out of the tent. So, what do we got to do today? We got to install this fender. I finished painting this fender. It's ready to go on the car. I'm going to put it on the car. Back here, there is ugly Bondo, but it is inspection-worthy Bondo, I guess. So here, I did a whole bunch of work. I'll include some pictures. There was a rusted-out section here, so I cut that out, and I butt-welded a piece of metal in. Honestly, one of the best metalworking jobs that I've done so far, where I laid a bead around the entire thing. And I slapped my first pass of Bondo on that, sanded it just a little bit. But since inspection day is coming up and it doesn't need to look beautiful to get inspected, it just needs to not have holes in it, I'm just going to leave it like that for now. I want to take this car out of here, despite this still being ugly. And I also got to seam seal some stuff in here. I got to seam seal this piece of metal that I put in there. Seam seal, blah blah blah. Seam seal this rust hole, lol. And I got to make sure that all these adapters are torqued properly. Make sure all the wheels are torqued properly, so that's 32 nuts that'll have to be torqued properly for me not to die whenever I drive this thing, for real. And so that is not a thing. Yeah, we got to seam seal this today. And that's it. We're going to put all the wheels on it. We're going to drop it down on the ground. This thing still runs and idles just fine, so I don't see why it can't get out of the tent today. I'm just going to take it out of the tent, give it a wash, admire it, drive it around the yard a little bit, and stick it back in. And I'll feel a little bit better about the impending inspection day. So let's get down here. I don't get it, man. All my tools are missing and I can't find anything. God, being a mechanic is so hard. I really need to clean some of this shit up. Maybe I'll do that whenever I take this out of here. So right now, we got a snapped off thread in the doohickey there. We got to get that out. I got the one out on the other side relatively easily, so hopefully we'll have similar luck this time. Because without this screw, I don't think this panel is going to fit on very nicely. So we're certainly going to do that now. But that means I need to find my friggin' 1/2" 10mm, which is gone. It doesn't mean I have to. I'll find it later. We're using a step down. Time to weld a nut onto there. Upside down. Ask me about my inverted nuts. Now that everything's painted, there's nothing to clamp to. Wow, that sounds like shit. Please don't light the car on fire. Yep, snap. God. That looks a little warm, don't you think? Come on, bud. Come on, bud. It's time to come out. Don't snap. Don't you dare snap. You wouldn't. Nah, I'm not liking that. Yeah, it's coming off. Rip. Alright, I don't know about that, but we're gonna try it. Uh-oh. That is no longer a 10mm. I don't like using the impact on that right now. No, I didn't like that. That's breaking. For sure. It's snapping off, 100%. Well, now we're really fucked. I lost the extractor in there. It snapped off because it's a rusty piece of shit. So you can see the heat was not the issue. I probably should have stopped reefing on this before I snapped it. But hindsight is a bitch. The reason that's a problem is that that's tool steel. That's really hard and I can't drill through that anymore. I'm way worse off than I started out. Alright boys, I think what I'm going to try is making a new hole right there. Like on the inside probably. I'm taking a moment to reflect on what I'm doing with my life. And we're going to try to get the extractor out with the welder. Because getting it out should be a lot easier than removing the actual threads, because I need to get, once I get that out, I know the extractor is not going to work. I want to try and not make a new hole, but ream out the existing hole nut thing with an M8 instead of an M6, and that's better than what I was thinking about doing. But that depends on if this is possible at all. Oh, the inside of that nut is filthy. I need to get a clean one. I was was hoping to have more progress done by this point in the day, but broken bolts suck. We're about to fix it up right quick, in a jiffy. No problem. Bing bada boom. Ship her down the road. No problem. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. I swear that took like 5 to 6 to 7 nuts before I could get this out. But impossible? No. Not impossible. Great. Now we're back where we started. Alright, so I have good news and I have bad news. So I was trying out one of these drill and tap bobbers, and it worked okay. Except for the fact that the first 2 threads, like, galled up really bad, and I think it stole part of the metal with it, and it got embedded in there, it never got cleared out. So I completed tapping the hole successfully, and then whenever I tried to get this out, it was getting jammed. And I was trying to be ginger with it, not trying to be too aggressive on it, but clearly I snapped it. So the good news is that the hole was tapped, so it's there. But I didn't want this to be hanging out in there rattling around. Who knows if that would ever actually annoy me, but while I'm here and I have everything apart, I wanted to try and get this out. So what I tried was this undercoating tube with a magnet taped on the end of it, and I snuck it in through this hole, and I took it from the other side, because I was able to bring it all the way home, so it was just floating around in there, and then I yanked it out. So I'm annoyed that I broke my brand new tool. It was one out of the 6 taps that this came with. I guess I could still sort of use it, but it's not the most refined anymore. This was 50 bucks. Could have been worse, I guess. What matters is that that problem is solved. I can go put the friggin' fender on now. I was planning on doing that like 4 hours ago, but you know how it be. There's a non-zero chance that I accidentally kicked my phone over while I'm bringing this thing over here. Very awkward. Alright, no scratches. No hanger rash. I am a professional. Bolts are in. I can chill a little bit. Woo! So that entire afternoon of work was so that we could have this go in here, which is really needed for proper panel alignment, so it's not like we were going to get away with skipping this. That's an M8 threading in there with my fingers. Hopefully it actually tightens down. It doesn't just strip out immediately, but I think it'll be good. Start. officially time to do the fun part. I have it jacked up right now in the front, and I'm about to take the jack stands out from it, and hopefully it doesn't fall on top of me and crush me. Still going. Alright, how's our ride height right now? Oh, monster truck. Am I gonna be able to get my jack out? I don't think so. Plan now. Put it back on the stand. Really low height though. Oh yeah, that's sitting on it. Oh, that's funny. I'm going to jack it up a little bit, and I'm going to raise the coilovers in the front, because I don't want it rubbing when I drive it out of here. That's better. I'm very happy with the minimum ride height that we can set. That's awesome. It's probably running directly on the bump stops like that, I'll be honest. But it still looks easy. Easy breezy, steezy, beautiful cover girl. Okay. Don't tell me it's going to hit the fuel tank on the friggin' jack. Oh, it totally is. Wow, this thing's going to be low. Yeah, absolutely nothing. Amazing. I'm not used to being in here without the car at all. It looks super weird. Okay, so if I get rid of all this crap, and I really angle it, and don't crash the car, might be able to get it out without having to move the Speed 6, because it's not exactly mobile at the moment. Well, it could be, it's just, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like making it work. Wasn't part of my plan. Look at all the room in here. Oh my god, it's so cute. Look at it with all of its fenders and its pop-up headlights. I love this thing. Warmed up now, it's not choked at all. It's idling naturally. I've realized that even with how much I raised this rubs an insane amount. So whenever I was driving this across the yard to here, I was cringing because it was going tick, 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 tick. So the front's still pretty damn low. Back's not in a bad place either. Look at how dirty this thing is. I'm going to pressure wash this thing in a couple minutes and it's going to be extremely satisfying. Well, that was a full day of working on the car. I don't have much more energy than that. That was a lot of work, mostly because of that stupid bolt needed to put this panel back on properly. But we got her back on properly. Car looks awesome. And yeah, let's get this dirt off. I can't wait to do this.